Hello, everyone. Welcome to Marilyn's Tarot Take, where I give my take on all things tarot and mystical. Today, I would like to bring forward the Bloodlands Oracle. Now, this came out last year. It's by Amory, Abbott, and it is a red feather product, and it is gorgeous. I got this for my husband for Christmas, and then I saw, I believe it was Giselle pulled this out in one of her cubby videos. I'm pretty sure. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to have to get that because it's just so beautiful. So again, Bloodlands Oracle by Amory Abbott. On the back, welcome to the Bloodlands Oracle, embarked on a journey of self-discovery inspired by the untamed beauty of the natural world. The 42 cards in the Bloodland Oracle invite readers through the uncharted natural landscapes where dark outer terrains await, prepared to spark inner wisdom. Inspired by the geography and elements of the natural world, readers immerse themselves in transformative journey through the rivers, cliffs, and footpaths of nature and discover the rich symbolism of the earth's many terrains. The Bloodlands Oracle beckons readers to embrace the wild landscape of their soul, where they may find their deepest inner world reflected in wood, water, and stone. Having a little trouble reading that red writing now, aren't I? Beautiful. Pen and ink-ish, which is one of my favorite forms of art. Look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. So, Bloodlands Tarot, or Bloodlands Oracle. Look at the inside. Wow. And in this cavern, every facet of the world is awake, and you within it, by David Abram. Isn't that fabulous? Great book it has, same as on the back of the book. This has a little bit of different base to it. Earth has no sorrow that earth cannot heal. And how true is that? 2024. If we all would stand outside with our shoes off, feet planted in the earth, we'd be better. We'd be calmer. Definitely. Okay, so the introduction. Inside you is a wild world, the Bloodlands, an internal landscape where cartomantic and geographic journeys are taken. Winding rivers, sprawling mountains, deep oceans, and vast forests stretch out in all directions, formed by your life, explored, rediscovered, lived in, and died in, many times over. Sometimes you felt lost, bewildered, thunderstruck, entombed, or at the precipice in your life. Sometimes you've reached an apex, been a refuge, or found a place to rest. Nevertheless, there are old trails to walk again, and new trails to blaze. To explore your internal landscape is to better understand yourself in relationship to it. And so, the Bloodlands Oracle is designed as a guide through the waypoints, landforms, elements, and environmental cataclysms in the dark and ever-changing place. What world will you bring to light along the way? So this deals with 5 elements. Each of the Bloodlands cards has a corresponding element that accompanies it, displayed in the top left corner of the card. This element serves as the grounding force of the card and the experimental subtext of the cards, each card's meaning as it relates to the reader. As you read through the cards and interpret them through the spreads, the elements provide an opportunity to position the insight you receive within a deeper context as it relates to fire, water, air, earth, and spirit. I like the fact that they've added spirit to it. And then these are the basic meanings of fire, water, air, earth. But the spirit, the unknown and external sacred. This element embodies the etheric influences from outside the body and mind and wields its cards through forces beyond our control. So I found that to be super interesting that it has an additional element. The following are depictions of each of the 42 cards in this deck, along with their corresponding elements, symbols, modifiers for paired cards, and descriptions for when the cards are reversed. So it's got all the descriptions I don't remember that it has any. Yeah, it does. It has a single card spread called On Trail, The Climb, a 3-stage journey, The Odyssey. You've got the path, obstacles, reasons, trail behind, opportunities, trail ahead, the self, others, resolution. So that's a good one. That would be you could delve pretty deep by using that spread, the Odyssey. This is, I think, what holiness is, the natural world where every moment is full of the passion to keep moving. That was from Mary Oliver. Author's notes. Thank you for your interest in Bloodlands Oracle. I hope it brings you insight and empowers you for the journey ahead. Cartomancy came to me at a time when I needed it most, and creating this deck was my way of showing gratitude for how it had helped me out of a personal darkness, out of a long night of the soul. I hope to pay forward that help and guidance to you through the imagery and symbolism within these cards. Nice. On the artwork, each card was created using Kyle's Happy HB brush in Adobe Photoshop and a Wacom Cintiq monitor. Stylistically, it was my goal to mimic the contrast and texture of my charcoal drawings, but with the efficiency and ease of digital media. Conceptually, as much of my art practice, I wanted all the images and meanings of the Bloodland Oracle to be linked by the theme of darkness. For many people, darkness can be mysterious and alluring force, a melancholy and protective space for a place to confront fear. It takes courage to walk through the night, a bit of faith that the road will not end, but arrive somewhere in the light. We put one foot in front of the other. We find encouragement in what forms it takes, and we do our best to be there for each other and ourselves along the way. Amory, Abbott. I just found that fabulous. Wonderful. Wonderful. So let's look at the cards. The backs are great. They just glow. I like glowing things. A little bit bigger than your standard tarot. I'm going to turn it over. You can see that a little bit better. Just a little bit bigger. The cardstock is not too thick, not too thin. I like it. It's not super glossy, but it's not super matte. It's just like right in the middle of everything. I like it. I like the feel of it. It has just enough bend. So I'm really taken with that. Beautifully edged. Now, we do have the dreaded, I think it was plastic, which is problematic. Sometimes it takes a little bit of that off. So that is a problem. But we won't talk about that. We won't worry about that because it's a gorgeous deck. But beautifully edged. Beautifully edged. Okay. There are the backs again, and let's move forward. Okay. Here's the sapling. I'm going to bring the camera down because it's not going to focus. I have issues with my focus. Hang tight. Okay, that's much better. All right, the sapling element. Beautiful. I love black and white. Always have. Good path. Isn't that gorgeous? There's a texture that he's gotten to this, even though it's digital artistry. It's not AI, it's digital artistry, but there's a texture that I find amazing that you can achieve from that. The dolmen. Look at that. Very thought-provoking. Darkness. Gorgeous. Moonbow. Look at this here. There. Change the brightness a little bit. Moonbow. Gorgeous. Let's read what he has to say about the moonbow. That's interesting. Number 5, the moonbow. Revelation, the unorthodox light in darkness. When moonlight reflects off water droplets in the air, the lunar rainbow or moonbow occurs. It is faint, hard to spot, and an unexpected phenomenon to witness. There's a magical quality to rainbows, and more special are the ones that form in darkness. When you let your eyes adjust, you will see that the light plays even in the darkest places. Find beauty in your own dim corners. Some patience is needed if read with the darkness card. Wow, look at that. So he's saying if these two come up together, patience is needed. The distant range. Beautiful. This deck could be paired with so many others. Love it. The cascade. You can just hear the water. And I like that they have the element up here. The old bridge. Wouldn't you love to walk across that and see what you can see in the distance? Beautiful. It's almost like I've been there before. The cloud veil. Wow. Look at that. I haven't looked through these cards yet. I looked through the book, but I haven't looked through the cards. The meadow. Beautiful. Like it just stands out. The contrast is great. The lightning strike. Oracle version of the tower. Beautiful. We need lightning. Adds different elements to the atmosphere. The burnt snag. The cavern. Oh, I'd like to go in there too. Shadow. Isn't that beautiful? I was always fascinated with shadows as a kid. The Alpine Lake. Aren't these just gorgeous? The high fells. Ooh, to be able to get in there. Wouldn't that be something? Actually, when I journey, I have oftentimes ended up in a cave in the side of a mountain. So that's interesting. It looks like there's almost a pathway if you could come around the corner. So that's a little bit familiar to me as well. Mountain path. Beautiful. Having the cards right here in my hands just brings a lot out that you don't really get to see on the video. Solitary Peak. Beautiful. Twilight. I do love twilight. Something quite magical about twilight. One of my favorite times, other than really early in the morning. Love early morning. The tomb. Wow, look at that. Ground fire. And we do need fire in nature. It serves a purpose. Renewal of the earth. The burn. And it won't be too long that it'll all be grown back in. Nature's just fabulous that way. Headwaters. Wow. Let's read about the headwaters. Headwaters. It's not all that common of a term. Youth, innocence, excitement for new things, early stages. The Headwaters card reminds us that all things start small, but in the smallest is the potential for all things. Even the mightiest river begins as a trickling spring in the mountains. Trust that no matter how small an idea or plan in your life may be, it has the potential to become something great. It's time to focus on the small beginnings of something new in your life. Look for support from a friend or a partner. if read with the sapling, or consider the ways your social connections may bolster this small start in the future if read with the confluence. So that's kind of nice that he, if you happen to have drawn some of the pairings that he has in here, he gives an explanation for that. That's nice. The headwaters, the river. Take me to the river. Beautiful. The confluence. Love it. The fingerlings. The falls. I do love a good waterfall. I've seen Niagara Falls once or twice. It's quite the sight. The island. Wouldn't you love to just get in your little boat and go there for the day? I would. The Anthillion. Anthillion. I'm not sure how he's going to want you to pronounce that. Beautiful. And the stone circle. I've been there in a past life. I know I have. I've been in that area. Gorgeous. The erratic. Yeah. Oh, the line work is fabulous. The gateway. Love to see what's on the other side. Eruption. It's happening in Hawaii right now. On the islands, one of the big volcanoes is erupting. The scree. This card is great. Let's see what he says about the scree. I was going to try to make this a short one, but you know how that goes with me. Exposure, vulnerability, unexpected benefits. Massive piles of rock rubble form when the side of a mountain breaks free and tumbles to the bottom of the slope below. Known as a scree, these shattered mounds appear at first to be desolate areas. A closer look reveals that in the spaces between the boulders, alpine animals build their homes together in large communal networks of tunnels and nests, sheltered from the predators and inclement weather. What safe systems are formed in the wake of vulnerable situations? Find friendship within the wreckage. Love that. Love that. It's like in the desert. You can't believe how much life there is. Plant life, animal life. It's just incredible. Mother Nature. She's the way to go. Crossroads. Love that. We've all been there before. Radiant. Gorgeous. The chasm. Yep, we've had a few of those to cross in our days, haven't we? There's always a way across. Somehow. You have to walk all the way back around again to get there, but you can get there. The timberline. Beautiful. The caldera. A high altitude lake. Glacier. The nurse log. I'm particularly fond of this. I remember this when I did a quick look through with my husband at Christmas, and Giselle, I think, fanned through them. But I particularly like this. This one stood out at Christmas. Yeah, nurse log. All the growth from the decay. Love it. Love it. I digress. The hollow. Ancient forest. Look at that. I really, really like this deck. It can go in so many different directions. It can be used in so many ways with so many different decks. It just has a special, special beauty to it. So special. I am going to really enjoy. There's that nurse log. Love it. I'll have to delve into why that is really goes deep within me. Excellent. All right. Well, again, Bloodlands Oracle. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed going through the cards. I appreciate you stopping by and supporting the channel. It's great to see you here, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a great rest of your day, and bye for now.